Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. So, have you ever hit that incredibly frustrating wall where, your grammar is absolutely flawless, your vocabulary is massive, but you still feel like you're just not really speaking the language naturally? Well, welcome to the club. Today we're going to talk about bridging that exact gap. We're going on a journey specifically designed for advanced language learners who feel totally stuck on the path to true native-like fluency. Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap for today. 1. The fluency plateau. 2. Words versus true meaning. 3. Bridging the cultural gap. 4. Your daily study routine. And finally, 5. True native fluency. Words travel, meaning gets lost. I absolutely love this quote because it captures the exact philosophical premise of what we're talking about today. You see, true fluency, it isn't just about memorizing dictionary definitions or conquering endless conjugation tables. It actually requires understanding the cultural soul of a language. Section 1. The fluency plateau, stuck at B1 and B2. Let's validate something right off the bat here. You have worked incredibly hard to get where you are. Flawless textbook grammar? Check. Extensive standard vocabulary? Check. I mean, you can probably conjugate irregular verbs in your sleep without breaking a sweat. But then, a native speaker drops a quick colloquial phrase in casual conversation, and you just completely freeze. So the crucial point is that traditional language apps and textbooks, well, they almost always ignore this vital cultural layer. They ignore the way people actually speak in the real world. Moving on to Section 2, Words vs. True Meaning, the dictionary fallacy. And this brilliantly illustrates the core linguistic problem we really need to solve today. If you rely purely on direct literal translations, you are going to fail, sometimes hilariously, out there in the wild. Take the Italian phrase, in bocca al lupo. Translated word for word, it literally means in the mouth of the wolf. Imagine whispering that to a friend right before a big theater performance. Actually, scratch that. They'd probably think you were threatening them. But culturally, it simply means good luck. Without that cultural intent, the dictionary completely fails you. So what are we really dealing with here? Idioms. An idiom is essentially a cultural shorthand. It reveals exactly how a specific culture thinks, feels, and laughs. These are the expressions that make absolutely zero literal sense, but perfect cultural sense. They are the actual soul of the language. Really, they represent the missing link connecting you directly to the target culture. And hey, this isn't just my opinion. Second language acquisition research actually backs this up. Studies show that idiom meanings usually cannot be guessed simply by analyzing their individual word components. So what does that mean for us? It means rote memorization of individual words is not going to help you decode an idiom's true meaning. You desperately need that deeper cultural context. Which brings us to Section 3, Bridging the Cultural Gap, Introducing IdiomBridge. Let's talk about idiombridge.com. This is a tool specifically designed for advanced learners who are facing this exact plateau. Think of it not as a basic everyday translator, but as your essential cultural map. It totally bridges the gap between what you learn in a literal classroom setting and authentic conversational fluency. How? By mapping out how native expressions function across 16 different languages. It finds genuine cultural equivalents rather than just spitting back a rigid word-for-word translation. Now, what's really interesting about this is the go deeper layers. This tool provides unprecedented layers of context that you just don't get in standard apps. It tells you the usage frequency, like do people actually say this? The formality register, regional variations, the cultural backstory, and crucially, the correct response. Like knowing you need to reply creepy when someone says in bocca al lupo. This is exactly the kind of nuance that keeps you from using the wrong phrase in the completely wrong setting. Because, let's be honest, categorizing these phrases by their emotional energy and register is absolutely vital. You would never, ever use casual street slang in a formal business meeting with professional colleagues, right? Knowing the register of an idiom allows you to deploy it correctly and confidently in real-world situations, exactly like a native speaker would. And that brings us back to reiterate our core philosophy here. Every language has a soul. You find it not in dictionaries, but in idioms. Language learning is ultimately culture learning. When you truly understand the idioms, you understand the people. Section 4, Your Daily Study Routine, the Mastery Loop. All right, it's time to shift gears from the theory of why idioms are important to some highly actionable takeaways. How do we actually integrate this tool into our daily lives to hit that fluency goal? Well, here is your clear, actionable daily habit mapped right out. Step 1. discover a new phrase via the Idiom of the Day feature. Step 2, contextualize it by reading the in the wild examples to see how it's used naturally. And step 3, drill it into your memory using spaced repetition flashcards. This is what moves you directly from just understanding a phrase to actively producing it. Let's move to the science of how this builds your long-term retention. It uses a spaced repetition system, or SRS. If you aren't familiar, this is a study method that shows you material right before you're about to forget it. It's scientifically proven to lock information into your long-term memory, and it is the exact science powering the flashcard features right inside the app Study Hub. Plus, the Study Hub utilizes some seriously advanced active recall tools. We're talking fill-in-the-blank close modes, contextual multiple-choice quizzes, pronunciation practice, and thematic collections, like if you just want to focus on business or food idioms. These aren't just passive reading exercises. These specific features literally force your brain to recognize social cues and confidently produce the language on demand. Finally, Section 5, True Native Fluency, the ultimate outcome. This is where all your hard work finally pays off. Adopting this idiom-focused study methodology has a totally transformational impact on your learning. Research actually proves that learners who engage with culturally loaded expressions develop fluency way faster and sound much more natural than those focusing only on grammar. Idioms aren't just a fun little shortcut on your language journey. They are the actual destination. And honestly, the best part? 16. That's the number of languages currently supported by IdiomBridge. Whether you're studying Italian, Japanese, Polish, or Arabic, this tool offers incredible versatility for polyglots and serious learners all over the world. So I'm going to leave you with this provocative question to chew on. Are you ready to learn the language behind the words? I really hope you feel inspired to immediately change up your study habits, move way beyond the dictionary, and explore idiombridge.com. Get out there, learn the culture, and start speaking like a local.